Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you and give you the best tips to climb out of a low elo. So let's start. Hello everyone and welcome again. So before I start, if anyone wants to know more about me, you can check in the description below the link of the video where did I talk about how did I start playing video games, what is my highest pick rank, what are my dreams and everything about me. The second thing that I want to talk about before I start is the quality of this video. I know that the quality is not that good because I'm just starting out and I'm going to buy new stuff the next weeks and improve the quality of the audio and video. But the most important thing that I want you guys to focus on is how to learn and apply those tips in your games. So let's start. Since I played a lot of games in low elo, I'm going to give you today the best tips that in my opinion they are going to help you really very fast escaping your actual elo. And the first tip is selecting and mastering your champion pool. What I mean by selecting your champion pool is that on this elo, you need to play some specific champions that have a real potential to carry a 1v9 game, because most of the time you are going to find yourself on this situation. I don't mean that you are going to always have a bad team, but if you train yourself to have this mindset of thinking that you have to carry every single game, you are going to climb faster. So you need guys to spend time learning and mastering champions that don't need a team to play around. That's why you have always to play a carry type champions on every single lane. For example, I have a close friend that he is main in top lane and he always plays tanks like Maokai, Mondo, and he told me that he can escape silver. And when I was spectating his games, I found that he really played good in every game. I mean CSing, winning his lane, rotating in fights, but still lose many games. What I found is that in some games you are going to find someone who can deal a lot of damage and can carry fights for you. But in other games you are going to find an AD who is splitting all the game, a support who don't want to group and keep splitting too, a jungle who don't know nothing about objectives, a mid laner who never rotate while the enemy mid laner is doing his job and impacting the map, a top laner who int all the game and still complain and flame his jungle. But that's why I want you guys to be the carry of your games. Don't wait for someone to come and carry for you. So don't play tanks on low elo, because on this elo people don't know how to play around you, and like that you are going to reduce your chance of winning. I don't mean that you are not going to win many games as a tank. Yes, you can win a lot of games, but in the long process you are not going to win more than someone who plays carries in low elo. The second point is to always stick to your champions no matter what. Don't listen to the wrong calls. Well, we are a full AD team, please don't play an AD mid. We are a full AP team, please don't play another AP champ. Oh, we need a tank. Oh, GG, well played. We lost, we don't have a tank, please someone dodge. Just shut the f. So what I mean by this is just play what you master and you are confident with no matter what, because you are going to find yourself already used to your main champs, played them many times and you know how to play your lane, how to play your team fights and how to carry with them. So from my own experience, the champions that worked for me and made me go out from low elo very fast, I can mention 3 or 4 champions for every role, but next week I'm going to make a whole video about this topic and why those champions can carry easily in low elo. So for the top lane I want to mention Jax, because he's a late game monster with full CDR build, Garen because he's unkillable in low elo and still deal a lot of damage, Nasus with the last buffs, he's a strong pick in the top lane and jungle, and finally Yorick because he's a strong split push champ, tanky and still deal a lot of damage. For the mid laner I highly recommend Vlad, Kassadin and Annie. In the jungle, Kayn, especially the red Kayn because he's tanky and deal a lot of damage, Mastery and Evelynn. For supports I recommend Brand, Lux and any other damage dealer champ. And finally for ADC we have Twitch, because a lot of games in low elo tend to be more than 30 minutes, and Misfortune. And the second tip is how to play your role and how to win more games. On this section, I'm going to talk about some common mistakes that keep players in low elo even without knowing that by themselves. What I mean is that many players keep doing those mistakes every game, and then they are wondering why we don't climb. So let's start by the first mistake. Many players on this elo tend to play to not to lose instead of playing to win. What is the difference? Well, the difference is that the first one you are going to play passive and maybe even farming all the game under your turret, because as I said it before, I'm not saying that all the players gonna do this, but the majority gonna do it, and really I saw many of them when I was in low elo. So the problem with playing that way is that you are not gonna impact the game and the mental of your opponent as much as playing aggressive and with confidence. Well, I know that I'm dumb most of the time, but on this example, I was playing Vlad versus a Diamond 3 or 4 Ari in the EU server, and I was trying my best to not be only aggressive, but dump too as much as I could. I wasn't caring about the enemy jungle. Well, I don't mean that I tried to end, but I played with zero fear, with not caring if I'm gonna be behind or not. My only objective here was to prove to myself first and for you that playing aggressive and with confidence is going to impact the mentality of your opponent. So after Ari grabbed first blood and another kill, I kept playing with the same aggressivity and confidence, and she got her third kill. And I was face rolling in top here, but I was playing with the same style even if she got 4 kills. So here Ari can start thinking, why this man is still playing aggressive and confident, even if I'm ahead of him and killed him many times. What is this Pepiga? So here your opponent is going to start doubting himself, and trust me guys, I did it a lot of times, but without my dumb part. I mean, I play aggressive and confident, but with respecting the enemy jungle, and I won most of the time. The second thing is to try to stay relevant at any stage of the game. For example, here I had very bad early, but I tried to not fall that hard in XP and CS. So I was trying to get a solo lane to solo farm and take more XP than sharing a lane, but not a brain dead farming machine. I was rotating quickly wherever I see a fight is coming, and that's a common mistake in low elo. Like after the laning phase, everyone is gonna group meet and start playing a ram. It's a common mistake, and this is gonna hurt your team so much. Why? Because while staying all in mid or any other lane, you are going to waste a lot of resources around the map, and you are going to share all the same XP and same gold, who is gonna hurt you so much. So the key here, if you are a top or mid laner, go and take a solo lane, farm on it and rotate quickly wherever a team fight is coming. Like that you are going to have the right XP and gold to stay relevant even if you had a very bad early. So here I come back to the game and start doing well in fights, because I had the right skills of the champ and the right gold, and yes bros, we won that game. On this third part, I'm going to give you the things that please bros don't do in your games. So we start with the top laner. So after for example winning your lane and having a massive lead in the enemy top laner, try to use this advantage to help your team to take objectives, because even if the enemy top laner is going to group in the fights, you are still going to win vs him, because you are ahead. But don't forget about the basic tip about taking a solo lane and staying relevant, as I said it before. So please don't do this. This top laner got a first blood and got a first turret, so he got a lot of gold. But instead of helping other lanes to snowball his lead, he just stayed top pushing like a brain dead, and they grouped to kill him many times. But all his team couldn't do anything because they are typically all behind. He kept playing this way and got killed again. So he threw that lead, and yes, they lost the game. For mid laner, the common mistake is that a lot of them try to play safe without reacting too much for the pings of their team or junglers if they are invading or getting invaded. So try guys to react to your junglers and try to impact the map and room to help your team. Well, for junglers, it's a big story. Maybe one of the things that pushed me to do this video is the junglers of the low elo. Well, those players, they don't care about something called objectives. As I said it before, I don't mean that they are all like this, but the majority is like that. And since jungle is a very impacting role in the game, I want you guys please to not do this. So what I mean here, junglers in the most of the time, they don't care if it's an infernal, if the other team gonna get 3 infernals, they don't care, they just want kills and spamming mastery level 7. That's what they want, so please bros focus on infernals because they are going to make your team deal more damage. In most of the cases, more damage means winning more fights, winning more fights means winning more games, which means you are going to climb more. Focus in your mountains, elders, clouds, and the most important thing, focus on Baron, because he's going to give you nice buffs, nice XP, and he's very powerful to split and take objectives. So after the junglers, we have another goats, and they are called AD carries, where the common mistake that make many teams lose their games because simply they don't have an AD carry. What I mean by that, after the laning phase, most of the low elo AD carry stay in their lane whenever they are losing or winning. If they are winning, they push to the second bot tower and they got killed and lose their lead. Or if they are losing, they stay at their second bot tower farming without interacting and trying to help the team. Well, I know that if you are behind you can deal that much damage and impact in fights, but believe me that those simples, auto attacks and being in the fight is gonna help so much your team. So after the laning phase, if you are winning, the best way is to go and try to take top or mid tower and stay surrounded with your team. And the best lane after laning phase for you is the mid lane. I mean, you can switch in mid to late with the mid. Like that you are so close from any fight and you can help the team being so close to every lane. If you are losing, you can switch to with your support and try to farm in mid, while your mid laner take bot and you try to come back to the game and always try to be in the fights with your team. The second big mistake that I saw a lot, I mean like I saw it million times, is the split push AD carry. Yes, the split push AD carry. Like, I saw many AD carry that don't group and keep splitting alone. Well, you played your early to get items, so in the mid to late game your team needs you to carry fights and deal the most of the damage. So if you, the most important element in your team, go and split, which is a joke for an AD carry, who is going to carry fights and team gonna play around? So guys, you need to group with the team, take objectives and stay around your team, and like that you are going to win more your games. And please don't do this. And we finish this part by the support role. Well, on this elo, I saw a lot of support players that don't even put a single ward all the game. So guys, try to ward your objectives, ward your lane, and try sometimes to roam mid in early while your AD is not in a weak position, and in mid game to late, try to be near your team and stay with them. And the second thing that I want to talk about here is the wrong positioning of low elo support. Like 1 month before, I had a Leona. Trust me guys, he was splitting all the game in top lane. Like he didn't even group a single time with us and kept splitting and farming. When I told him to group, he told me, bro, I need farm, just fight without me, but don't die please. What? Guys, your role is to be with your team and help them in fights, and when taking farm from them, you are making them weaker, so you are trolling your team like that. So guys, focus on staying with the team, ward objectives and play to win, and please don't do this. And we finish this video by the tip number 3. Keep a positive attitude no matter what. So to keep a healthy and a positive attitude on this elo, you need guys to not expect anything here. So don't expect players to follow your pings or calls even if they are good ones. Don't expect players to not miss that match or having trolls and AFKs in your team, having toxic teammates. So the key here is first to mute all. This is what I do when I play in low elo, because the majority of players don't know what to do and they are going to say things that is not going to help you to win the game. And believe me guys, if you are the toxic one in your team, you need to stop behaving that way. Why? Because trust me, if you are going to flame someone, you don't know how he is going to act. He can AFK, maybe he just misplayed there but he can come back in the game. Maybe he's having a bad day, so if you are going to flame him more, in most of the time you are going to lose. So from my own experience, when people start flaming each other, most of the time they lose the game. That's why when you play on this elo, you need to mute all and don't type anything. Just focus in the game. And let's be honest, you are not going to win all your games. Even challenger players can't win all their games. But the players that climb faster are the ones that don't tilt easily and they keep a positive and strong mentality. The second thing, try to be the saver of your team if they are behind, and always play to win. There are no games that can be won. Always play to win no matter what, and believe in comebacks. So keep it simple, don't die too much, stay relevant at any point of the game, help your team and win more games. And the last thing that I want to say here, if you lose more than 3 or 4 games in a row, just take a break for that day and do something else to prevent getting tilted, because even if you don't feel it immediately, if you are having a losing streak, this is gonna impact your mentality and gonna impact your games. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and learned something from it. And as I said in the start, this is my first video and I'm gonna improve the quality in the next videos. So if you like it and you want to see more from me, you can subscribe to my channel. Well, at the moment I have 0 subscribers. Hit the like button and share it with your friends to show me your support. And another thing that I want to say here, if you are a low elo player and you need some help, yes, I'm a helpful person, you can text me in my email. I put it already in the description and I can help you. And this is completely for free, and have a nice day, bros.